Diablo 4 Season 1 pre-patch is huge! It's gonna have a lot of class changes, buffs and nerfs. You're gonna have a lot of builds to play. And did you know the Battle Pass is cross-platform? And if you buy the deluxe edition of Diablo 4 on multiple platforms because you want to play on that PlayStation and on the PC, you get multiple instances of free Battle Passes on your account throughout the game's existence for more free content and cosmetics. Let's check it out. The OG Tater just tweeted 7 to 8 hours ago to all of the Diablo devs saying that any chance we can get the 1.1 patch notes, every other game you guys release them a few days early, and I would love to know what's changing with classes so I know what gear I can farm until the patch drops. With of course a please in mind, because you have to, use the magic words. And of course, Adam Fletcher answered the notes are being localized. We have players globally, so we tend to wait until they are localized fully. And here is the kicker. It's 6,600 words, so it's quite a lot. Listen, I don't know if you do content creation or if you do any type of creative writing, but 6,000 words is a lot. 6,000 words is usually, if I would have to say 6,000 words at once, that would be a 30 to 40 minute video. And that's just putting out there's like, buffs to Whirlwind, nerfs to Ice Shards, or whatever. Listen, I'm joking, sorceresses, you're not gonna get nerfs. But that's exactly what the patch notes is gonna come with. Obviously, that will imply a lot of new builds, a lot of new items, spells to play with that we haven't played with before. Like, I don't know, a fireball build, sorceress, please? Or maybe a companion druid, who knows? Any of these things is possible with the buffs and nerfs because this is important. The pre-patch is important to know since it will dictate essentially what we're going to be playing during the season and if we're going to be aiming for a specific build, specific aspect, specific unique or anything like that. Plus with all of the new mechanics, the Malignant Hearts, the new uniques and aspects, that's going to be juicy. So this is very reassuring. We are waiting with our fingers crossed to see the patch notes. And speaking of all of the stuff that is happening with the season is the Battle Pass. Now, if you have purchased the deluxe edition, we have as well, you will get a free battle pass. You can use that free battle pass for the first season, for the second season, whichever season you want. You don't have to use it now, but you do access to the premium version of the battle pass for free, one time only. However, if you are also like us, you probably bought Diablo on multiple platforms. I like to play it on my PC, but sometimes I want a lazy Sunday and just play it on the couch with my boys. And the Battle Pass obviously is applicable account-wide, so I have the Battle Pass there as well. But if I bought it in the deluxe version on the console as well, I get 2 of those free Battle Passes on my account, which I can use whenever I want for multiple premium uses. And that's particularly great because my account is cross-platform, because all of these changes apply cross-platform. Of course, I need to buy the game for multiple platforms, that just makes sense. But the Battle Pass itself, I only need to buy it on one platform, and it obviously unlocks on all of the platforms, and also with the goodies that you buy on one version applies to all the others. So if you have multiple goodies, aka multiple free battle passes, you gain access to them cross-platform. Confirmed, by the way, of course, by Adam Fletcher in a tweet response to Michael, who asked, Adam, I bought the Ultimate Edition on PS5, but the regular edition on Xbox. Will I be able to get any progress on the pass on my Xbox? Battle Pass is cross-platform, potentially answering all of the questions related to the Battle Pass and its cross-platform progression. Another tweet was from Dustin saying, my wife and I play couch co-op. Best way to play Diablo 4 with your significant other. Does this mean she will need a Battle Pass purchase since the purchase was on my account? And Adam responded, I believe the entitlements are attached to the account purchased as the rewards are cosmetics that are given to the account. I'll double check though. And they did, and essentially confirmed that whatever goodies you're buying are attached to that particular account, and if you're playing with a second person and they need the game as well, they will need to unlock the cosmetics on their own separate account. And to finalize this 100% confirmed, because maybe you don't believe us when we say it, Nerd Object tweeted, if we purchase multiple deluxe editions, one for console, one for PC, tied to the same account, is there any chance we get 2 premium unlocks for a future season? It's a long shot, I know, but worth asking, thanks. Adam responded, confirmed, yes. And of course, once again, for anybody who still doesn't know, what exactly do these tier skips do? They are not level skips. Essentially, they just instantly unlock the cosmetic rewards on a battle pass. No character level skipping, this isn't in the game, essentially quoting Adam Fletcher in his tweet response. And for anybody who didn't buy the deluxe edition, you can still get the battle pass by paying 1,000 platinum, once again confirmed by Adam Fletcher when replying to Jared's tweet about the actual deluxe edition thing, and still wanting the battle pass. If you still want it, you can get it. 1,000 platinum, easy peasy. And that's all nice and well, but the game still needs fixing and the community is outraged. Listen, it's nice to give feedback, but it's also better to give constructive feedback and not just complain all the time, which is something that we constantly see online on forums. And I understand that's the nature of the internet and that's fine, but it gets a little bit tiring. I want to know what people do in the game, what cool stuff they've unlocked, but all I see is complaints and negativity all over the place. There are some gems though. For instance, one Saint Zorton essentially asked, "Hey Adam, is there currently a way to reset your Paragon boards / skills similar to skill points? If not, any plans on introducing? It's very much needed." This is something that definitely you have encountered, where you want to reset your entire Paragon board, but there's no like one button to reset all of it. You have to individually unclick all of the Paragon points, and that's tedious because you have to follow the proper paths. You cannot delete one point that's tied to 10 others. You have to do them individually, so that's essentially annoying. And Adam did reply, yeah, something we've heard and the team is aware of, which is unofficially confirming that they will probably introduce this, similar to how they introduced teleporting to Nightmare Dungeon, stuff that people have complained about. This is what I meant with constructive criticism. Other things could be discussion about quality of life, such as crafting more things at once. Either it is through more resources or through more potions at once. People have been pointing this out on Reddit as well, where they're essentially asking why can you only craft like 20 items at once and not more when you have like hundreds and thousands upon thousands of resources. This is true for gems as well. Hopefully they can introduce a quality of life change to crafting where you can multi-craft quicker instead of just having to waste a lot of time in town. Similar to this, we definitely need a clearer glyph system. Redditor Alexander pointed this out with a nice screenshot that essentially tells you nothing, because that's exactly what the game tells you as well. The glyph system is not very straightforward. There are a lot of symbols in the game, but they're not indicative as to what the glyph is. I don't know exactly where to find the glyph, so every time, and this is an issue that doesn't happen just for glyphs, I have to mouse over to read all the tooltips for every item in a pool of dozens of items to figure out exactly what it is that I'm looking for, whether it is for the glyphs, whether it is for the aspects, whether it is for the legendary items that I have in my stash, or anything like that. There has to be a better way to filter information for dozens of these items. Either they can be represented visually in a way that you as a player can tell exactly, okay, oh, where's the, oh, there's this, there's the glyph that I want, instead of having to, okay, it's not this one, 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 and so on. And maybe one of the more burning change that we definitely needed to the game is more dungeon bosses. Redditor Jamboree Stevens essentially made up threads asking that how do we have 120 dungeons and only like 12 bosses, right? It has to be a little bit more. The dungeons have a similar pattern in the way that they're generated, so they don't offer that much replayability as in past Diablo franchises. So since we don't have that, we could at least have a few more bosses. I think that's a fair ask, and I think that definitely improves the experience of doing dungeons when there's more variety in terms of the mechanics, because the bosses, I think they're pretty good. They have some mechanics. Some of them are more annoying than others, but there's some engagement happening with the bosses instead of just like right-clicking until they die. And similar to the dungeon bosses, we definitely need more surprise bosses like Butcher. Redditor Zid10 essentially made a very accurate thread that Butcher is just not enough. And if we go down into the comments, there are some nice suggestions like, imagine Bloodraven. Hearing "join my army" again would send chills down my spine. Bloodraven was really cool. They definitely took Butcher. They can definitely take more bosses from Diablo 2, from Diablo 3, even Diablo 1 if they really want to. I'm waiting for my Skeleton King, and just have these surprise bosses that are unironically tougher than all the other bosses in the game happen and pop every now and again and just give you a hard time and potentially give you some cool thematic loot, like that Crown of Leoric that we definitely need. All in all, in terms of the community feedback, we need to change this. This is going a little bit too much into the negative side. The game is fun, sure, it has some issues, and the issues are getting changed at a pace that is unprecedented, at least for Blizzard games. To what we know, the devs are amazing, and we have to stop tweets like these from Captain Comment, for instance, that is just very, like, props to Adam Fletcher for properly and in good faith, engaging with the tweets that he's getting. I don't know how he's doing all of this and staying sane, but he's in good faith answering all the comments, all the questions, and trying to be as sympathetic and diplomatic as possible in putting out all the information as transparent as possible. But some of these tweets are getting a little bit out of hand, and I get people are passionate about the game, and sure, we can point out the bad stuff because the bad stuff has to change, but let's try to be a little bit more understanding, let's say, because the devs are people as well, and they're doing an amazing job so far. Until they buff sorceresses. They need to buff sorceresses. And if you like this video and you want to know exactly how to play a proper werebear in Diablo 4, whether it is in the season or on the Eternal Realms, if you're not interested in that, you can check this video out where we go through all of the skills and paragon points and everything that you need to slap some werebear big boy damage out in the dungeons, nightmare dungeons, and even hell tides and things like that. Thank you for watching the video. See you next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.